Okay, I'm not really sure why that was the end, or if it was the end. We're gonna keep walking this way though, guys. It should be live everywhere now. Hey, comment, guys, if you're here. Let me know. There was a lot of Big Bang Booms, so I went in the restaurant there and had a cup of coffee and a cup of soup, which was fabulous, by the way, and very warm. Thank you, ladies, as always. We may have missed a memo about the live stream, but let's go check out the tree anyway. Let's head down here and see what's up. Did Facebook not load up? Oops. Well, that makes sense. So guys, I'm not sure, but we may have missed the fireworks. I was sitting in the Rosie's over here, and me and everybody else heard a lot of big booms, and we're just gonna peek around the corner here and see what's up. We'll ask real quick. Please tell me that wasn't the fireworks session.
That was fireworks.
They lit it at 7 instead of 8.
At 7? I don't even know what time it is. It looks like it's 9 o'clock.
Hi, by the way. I'm live. I walked out basically from the restaurant, turned it on, and was like, oh, look, fireworks.
Yeah, that was it.
That's it?
That's the last of it.
All right, well, I'm going to
What restaurant? Where'd you go?
Rosie's.
Oh, yeah.
For the hamburger veggie. It was really good.
Hamburger veggie?
Yeah, it was really good. It was like a veggie chicken stock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was tasty. It was good.
Yeah, we were here with the RV Walter PTO stuff.
I know. Your banner was fabulous.
Oh, you saw it?
Yes! What do you mean I've seen it? Go watch my feed.
I can't see anybody in the crowd with candy being flung everywhere.
Yeah, I was trying to keep the kids from like dispersing.
You're on there. I'm gonna go check out the tree, I guess, and then
Santa's in there.
Santa's in there.
Take a photo with
Okay. I'll see you guys later. The flyer said Christmas tree lighting 7. Yeah, fireworks at 8. They may have done things early. We're gonna just wander down here and check out and see, because if we don't, I would not know. Why is my watch going off now? Please hold. Oh. I'm trying not to show you guys my shadow. Watch me walk. Oh my gosh. Some of the floats are down here. We're 4 minutes in. If that's really, yeah, I'm thinking we missed the fireworks, because I think they changed the time. No one cares about the Wall Street Journal. I think the Christmas tree was outside. Yeah, they are over there on the dike. I see them.
Is it that big red one?
So, yeah, the fire department guys are out there on the dike. So, I guess the firework time did get changed. There's some people over there in the pavilion. Oh, look like they're dancing or having fun or something. You guys probably can't see much out there. There's a light behind me. Yeah. So the lights out in the far distance looks like it's the fireworks folks over on the dike, because the river's back there. So that's what you see. They were supposed to be scheduled for 8 o'clock. They were supposed to do the tree lighting first. I believe, I guess maybe their tree is inside. I'm not gonna Kool-Aid man it and walk inside, in case anyone's wondering. Yeah. No, maybe they're still doing stuff. No, it looks like they're picking it up. Yeah, it would make sense. Everyone was probably already over here for the tree lighting. It is less than 30 degrees outside with the wind chill. I can only imagine how cold it is. So thank you guys for joining me earlier. Sorry we missed the fireworks. I promise to do better next time, since I've never filmed fireworks and it sounds like fun and a challenge. They definitely look like they're out there picking up their equipment though. So we're gonna give them a few minutes, but then I'll probably just end the feed. So we can talk a little bit actually. Here. Let's do this. You guys should actually be able to hear me quite the night here. Woo! Alright, so there's a big shadow right in my face here. Let's try this. I tried really hard to dress warm, of course. And you guys with the phones, you know that it's difficult to work a touchscreen phone with gloves on. So I'm all, suited up here for the cold. Multi-purpose. I use a lot of the stuff that I use on my motorcycle during the winter. So real quick, I will change the title name, obviously, of this video when I get home. So a couple of things have happened this week. There was a scheduled concerned citizens, what was supposed to be a public meeting. I was asked, to share the information about it. I did. It was canceled. I'm not sure what unforeseen circumstances are, but that didn't quite work out the way that they had planned. If for some reason in the future they decide to do it, publicly or whatever, that's we'll post that. I'll share it. So we had Lawrenceville's Makeup Monday meeting, including their special agenda for the snowplow bids, happened on Monday. That was an interesting meeting. Make sure that you catch the end of it. There's again, sometimes when we're out of our public domain, sometimes you get to hear my opinions, and you'll find some there. You'll find some interesting conversations and statements. Channel 18 did a good cover on trying to dig my watch out here. Channel 18 covered great. I mean, Rhea had a question too. This is the first time other members of media have stood up and asked Mr. Chilson some direct questions, and you'll have to go see how that worked out, either on their page or on my live stream. It's in both places. But a lot of the classic material about comments, the difference between comments and questions, and what's on the agenda and what's not, and what you can discuss in public. So there was no answers to any questions that were fielded on Monday. The other thing I noticed is we actually didn't get an update from Apex on the work that they're performing at the water and the sewer plants. So what we do know is there's fines that's owed to DEP by a certain time. There's also a contempt of court order that's happening December 16th. There will be a monthly meeting in between there. Not sure where it's going to be. They have to announce it if it's not going to be up at J. Erb's building. So we'll keep an eye out for that. The other thing I'm going to keep an eye out and maybe see about asking about some more documents. The new secretary should be coming in soon, but I think Dana's going to stay on to help. So that should kind of keep or make the transition maybe easy for all of us, because really getting public information has been a challenge here in Tioga County. It's not the only state that has a Prothonotary's office, but I think we're down to like 4, I think, in the entire United States that operate out of a Prothonotary's office, where you actually have to go and look at the records on their equipment. So there's that. I am working on piecing all my video and my audio parts together for you guys. There's a few comments I noticed last week on Monday, how the audio, some of the side conversations and the whispers, people, they think that it's rude. and that it's disruptive and that it makes it hard to hear. Unfortunately, those folks have probably, A, never been to a Lawrenceville Borough meeting, most likely are not a taxpayer in the borough. The truth of the matter is what you hear when you hear those side conversations is the residents trying to figure out what's going on, okay? A lot of the information that's presented at these meetings is presented for the first time. Residents don't get copies of resolutions. That was not posted with the agenda or any of those things on the door. I went around and took pictures that day. I did some photos of Mill Street. I have to follow up down there. I haven't been down there to follow up yet. It's been quite cold. We got some snow. We're expecting some snow coming in. So that being said, make sure that you've got your provisions and everything in order, your fuel. If you need to make sure there's gas in your car, you know, those kinds of things. And water, obviously. Frozen pipes are a thing, so you want to make sure that you've got drinking water. After Thanksgiving, because I think it's going to be Thursday night or so it's going to hit, and it's going to be our first big storm of the season. We just had this little one, and things got kind of crazy, so everybody needs to kind of put their cool hats on, and winter is here. Christmas is coming. Tonight makes that pretty obvious, so I'll probably change the title of the stream when I get home. Actually, now the wind is really still. It's not bad out here. Thank you guys, as always, for your support. Don't hesitate to reach out to me. If we haven't by now kind of reached the local population as far as Lawrenceville Borough goes, I do intend to start branching out. I just am kind of sole proprietor. So as maybe people want to help volunteer taking roles, I could use a moderator for Facebook if anyone's interested in that role who wants to commit to being here for council meeting streams. I could really use one of those. Internet people would jump on it. A moderator doesn't necessarily give you a position of power, but it allows you to assist and help me out while I'm live streaming. So what's happening in here? Hi, Parker. There was fireworks behind me, but you missed that part. So we're listening to some of my opinion and a recap about the week of the public meetings that I filmed. That's all First Amendment protected content. So technically I'm not doing anything special. Everyone has the same right to film and document in the same manner that I am. And that's important to notice. So the letter, I requested written permission from the Herb Building Company to use the power outlets, you know, do what I needed to do in the building in order for me to give you guys a quality product or a quality end product, which is after the live stream. So, you know, I've got some equipment. No, actually, it's the farthest thing from that, Parker. If you get a chance, I think my Facebook page is in my description. Do check out my business Facebook page. I film, like I said, First Amendment protected content, which is government meetings and local politics. I'm here in a rural area in Pennsylvania. So we're talking about, you know, town populations of 600, give or take. So we had a great...
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hey. We had a great voter turnout for the midterms. More people turned out to vote for this midterm than any election held here yet. So definitely not QAnon stuff. We don't do conspiracy. We do some opinions, but we're pretty hardcore into facts around here. That's what we're into. That's where the juju is. So we find it very hard to get facts, transparency in our government. But it's got nothing to do with QAnon. I have to believe that our area here is very Republican and very red. So there was a great support for Doug Mastriano. He only stopped into town once. And you'll actually find in my feed, I went and filmed him speaking. He didn't take any questions that day. I haven't seen Mastriano take hardly any questions. But no, I wasn't even given an opportunity. I was invited to film, but there was no opportunity for questions. So there's a lot of Mastriano support here. Very red, very Republican voting area. The Democrat population, it's either they're not comfortable telling you about it, or it really doesn't matter. So what you'll find, Parker, if you hang out and you check out, kind of what's been going on, you're going to find that party lines are not actually a big deal here. For as divided as we are in America, I'm coming from an area that's not really what people are interested in. They're actually interested in your values, which piques my interest up mostly because when we talk about our values and not our political parties, we discover that we have a lot more in common. And you'll find that here in a lot of my content where you're not really sure. You can't tell like who's a Democrat and who's a Republican because we're very value focused, not party line focused. And I try to be as unbiased as I can in my reporting. I mean, Shapiro had a working resume. The residents of Pennsylvania knew what he was about, what he was capable of doing. I've seen some good things come out of both sides. I am very disappointed to see Pennsylvania treat their veterans the way that they do, whether they're 60% disabled or more. Unfortunately, Pennsylvania has a thing where if you only rate 60% or under, you're not privy to the same kind of, let's say, the hunting and fishing the game discount. So Pennsylvania, and that's a statewide thing. So we have a statewide initiative at some point that we'd like to take to state lawmakers. We're small still. Yeah. That's kind of true. That is very true. I mean, in Florida, when we were in Florida, we had some better luck with the VA in working with the civilian hospitals and such. But yeah, you're right. It's not just Pennsylvania. It's not just Pennsylvania, and that's unfortunate because they deserve better. So they deserve better. So I'm very much a constitutionalist, Parker. What I'm here for is watching people. I did not. My husband did. So, because Parker's on Twitch. So, yeah, I did not live on Camp Lejeune. My husband did. He actually was diagnosed with a childhood leukemia that they are pretty sure came from his time there at Lejeune. He was there 4 years or so, I think. So there's oil tanks buried underneath the housing there that they've been investigating childhood leukemia cases for quite a few years now. And my husband, at 32, I think was how old he was when he was died, 33 or so, was diagnosed with a childhood leukemia that he really was too old to even have. He is they have taken pretty much credit for it. He gets great care, but he gets great care at civilian doctors. The care through the VA is very subpar. There's always some issues associated with it usually, and it's not timely. So when Americans think that Canada has this worked out with the healthcare system, they really need to take a second look and they need to talk to those citizens, because what you'll find out is it's not what it's cooked up to be. Socialized medicine is not our future, and if it is our future, we can expect to never find the individual cures for cancer, and that's just the truth. Just like privatizing NASA has afforded us huge technological gains, right? So, I mean, Elon Musk is front and center in the news. He's in every news article posted right now. So it's our future. If we keep letting the government control and over-regulate, not just under-regulate, but over-regulate our healthcare system, our space programs, we can't expect to make progress. It will be like a third world country. And these guys' drinking water is almost like a third world country. And that's a really sad thing to say here in the United States, where there's tons of money that's supposedly allocated to help make sure that people have clean and pure drinking water. And that's kind of the argument. That's the fight we're fighting. The good fight we're fighting is everyone's right to clean and pure drinking water. So, from medical debt. Yeah, and that was, that came up in, was it Congress? Gosh, it's been a few years since we've talked about the reporting of the debt to your credit for medical debt. And yeah, that's still a thing. And it should be absolutely illegal. And again, most of us know you can't get blood from a stone. Our welfare system has diluted people's thoughts about healthcare being, after the fact. They don't go to the doctor unless they're sick. People don't go to the doctor to prevent getting sick. and we don't take preventative measures, we don't push that in our country, the cash cow would die off. You wouldn't have such a repeat customer. So you're going to Canada on business. And right, need to do your passport. Yeah, so, you know, there's a lot of things that we could talk about, Parker. Thanks for chatting with me. I really appreciate that. I don't usually get cool people from Twitch, but there's a few folks that do pop on and support me in Twitch, which is where I used to do some gaming content, and it's all pretty much media focused now. I think that's what I'm going to go home and do, since I actually don't work tomorrow. So for you, those of you that know me, know that I'm self-employed and I pretty much work every day, and I didn't tomorrow. So if you see my husband, make sure you tell him happy birthday, because that's tomorrow, and maybe we'll find some place to go for breakfast. Thinking maybe it might be a thing. So yeah, it's like 28 degrees out here, guys. I'm going to get my butt on out of here. Every time I try to dig my watch out, it like turns the thing. 26. We have 26 degrees. So I'm out. Thank a veteran. Check on your neighbor. In what? Deuces? Is that what you said? So yeah, thank a veteran. Check on your neighbor. Please enjoy your Thanksgiving. And for you guys that are in town, again, make sure you've got your provisions, because as we get closer to Thursday, that big snowstorm is supposed to come in. So just make sure you're prepared, you know, and make sure your animals have everything that they need, and your parents, your elderly, make sure that they're good. Please make sure that you check on them and all that fun stuff. All right, guys. We'll see you next time. See if we can end this with our finger. That's going to be a nope. Watch.